Have you ever wondered why Apple, the most valuable tech company on the planet, seems to be making their newest iPhones boring on purpose? While other brands are chasing flashy gimmicks and weird designs, Apple is playing a much deeper game with the upcoming iPhone 18 Pro. If you feel like you've seen this design before, you're not crazy. You're actually witnessing a masterclass in psychological marketing and engineering refinement. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on why the iPhone 18 Pro looks the way it does and why this boring phone might actually be the most important release in years. According to the latest reports from reputable insiders like Fixed Focus Digital, the iPhone 18 Pro isn't going to set the world on fire with a radical new look. Instead, it's going to look almost identical to the iPhone 17 Pro. To understand why, we have to look at what we call the Apple pattern. Apple does not panic. They are the masters of the "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" philosophy. When they have a design that sells well, and the 17 series is currently selling in massive numbers, they don't throw it away the next year just for the sake of change. They let the design breathe. Think back to the history of the Pro line. We saw the triple-lens camera layout stick around from the iPhone 11 Pro all the way through to the iPhone 16 Pro. That is 5 generations of basically the same rear arrangement. Apple prefers to group generations together into eras. This creates a sense of visual consistency. It makes sure that if you spent over $1,000 on a phone last year, your device doesn't suddenly look like a piece of ancient history just 12 months later. It also keeps the massive accessory market stable. Cases, chargers, and mounts can stay relevant longer, which is a huge part of the iPhone ecosystem that people often forget. But don't let that familiar shell fool you for a second. The real magic of the iPhone 18 Pro is happening entirely under the hood. This is set to be the landmark year for the A20 Pro chip. This isn't just a small speed boost. This will be Apple's first move into 2nm silicon technology. To put that in simple terms, it means the brain of the phone will be smaller, faster, and much more efficient than anything we have ever seen in a handheld device. While the outside looks the same, the inside will be a powerhouse of machine learning and thermal management. Apple loves to talk about these invisible gains during their keynotes. You can already hear the executives on stage. They will show us beautiful, complex charts of battery life increasing and processing power skyrocketing. They will talk about how the phone can handle high-end gaming and AI tasks without even getting warm in your hand. This is the Silicon Flex. Apple knows that performance matters more to long-term users than a slightly different-shaped camera bump. We are also entering what tech historians call a classic S year. Even though Apple doesn't use the S branding anymore, the strategy is alive and well. Think back to the iPhone 5S or the 6S. Those phones didn't look new on the outside, but they fixed every single tiny flaw their predecessors had. The 5S gave us Touch ID, which changed how we secure our phones forever. The 6S fixed the famous bend gate issue by switching to 7000 series aluminum. The iPhone 18 Pro is expected to follow this exact durability playbook. Recently, there has been some chatter online about the iPhone 17 Pro's structural integrity and how it handles drops or pressure. The 18 Pro is rumored to quietly reinforce the internal frame and the glass-to-metal bonding. It won't be a headline feature that gets people screaming in the Apple Store, but it will result in a phone that lasts for 5, 6, or even 7 years without breaking a sweat. It's about building a tank that looks like a luxury watch. There are, however, a few visual tweaks that the eagle-eyed fans will notice. The dynamic island, that pill-shaped cutout at the top of your screen, is expected to shrink. This is how Apple creates what we call a visual hierarchy. It's a very subtle change, but it's intentional. It's just enough of a difference so that people who really know their tech will notice you have the newest model, but not so much that it disrupts the user interface. By shrinking the island slightly, Apple moves one step closer to that dream of a full-screen iPhone without actually having to hide the sensors under the display yet, which still has quality issues. Alongside this, we are hearing reports of a 24-megapixel front camera. This would be a huge jump for selfie quality in video calls. Apple rarely upgrades the front sensor 2 years in a row, so if this happens, it's a clear sign they want to dominate the social media creator market. On the back, the big news is the variable aperture for the main camera lens. This is a game changer for mobile photography. It means the camera can physically open and close to control how much light enters the sensor. In the past, this was all handled by software. By making it physical, you get a more natural bokeh, or background blur, and much better performance in tricky lighting like sunsets or dark restaurants. It's another step toward making your heavy DSLR camera obsolete. So why is Apple being so safe and boring with the 18 Pro? It's because they are clearing the stage for a revolution. The real star of 2026 isn't going to be a standard glass rectangle. All signs point to the iPhone Fold. Apple is a company that understands the spotlight. They know that if they launched a radical redesign of the iPhone 18 Pro and a brand new foldable in the same year, the products would compete for attention. By keeping the 18 Pro refined, polished, and boring, they allow the iPhone Fold to be the wow product that grabs the headlines. The Pro stays as the reliable, professional workhorse for people who want a traditional phone that just works perfectly. It's a brilliant business move. They capture the early adopters with the Fold and the practical professionals with the 18 Pro. My best opinion. In my opinion, the iPhone 18 Pro is the smart person's upgrade. We live in an era where people are tired of change for the sake of change. We don't need a phone that turns into a triangle or changes colors every 5 minutes. We need a phone that has a battery that lasts 2 days, a camera that never misses a shot, and a frame that won't crack the first time it hits the floor. The iPhone 18 Pro is about perfection over novelty. It is the result of Apple taking a great design and polishing it until it shines. If you are coming from an older model like an iPhone 13 or 14, this upgrade will feel like jumping into a spaceship. However, if you already own the 17 Pro, Apple is effectively giving you permission to sit this one out and save your money for the Fold. That kind of honesty in a product lineup is rare, and it's why Apple users are so loyal. They aren't just buying a phone. They are buying a piece of refined engineering that doesn't try too hard to be cool. It just is. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the tech you use every day. Share the video with a friend who is debating whether to upgrade or wait. And hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the future of the iPhone. We'll see you in the next one.